Hey Virgo, I just pulled your sign out of the hat. Here we go. This was supposed to be a mini, but it's like one thing's turning into another here. Ooh. You know what? I think this is a love reading. Ooh, it's general reading, so let me do. This is why I need to learn how to edit. Um, this will be the general reading, and I'm gonna do a part 2 to get into the love situation because y'all got a soulmate coming in, or you just met one. Let me not get ahead of myself. Hi, I'm Walker. This is Dance Walker Tarot. How you doing? Thank you for joining me today. Okay, so the situation here, in a general sense, take it as it resonates. If anything pops out in the symbology to you, look for signs synchronicities this week that involve any of the ones that pop out to you. Okay, so that'll be a little personal clue from your higher self to yourself. Cloud. Untamed Elemental deck talks about seeing the world as malleable and not fixed. It's like for whoever you are, a literal quote from the deck book would be, what does she say? Like you're from many planets. You're an old soul. You're not you're not just like from here. You're from here and there and everywhere. It's all interconnected. So if some of you are thinking of, like, I don't feel like I'm from here, I feel like I'm far away from home, it's a realization that you're not cut off from that, whatever that means to you, that it is all interconnected, okay? The no fixed realities. You're a fixed sign. You like fixed realities. It makes sense that way, and it's less scary. But things are about to change, so you need to be willing to change with them. It's all good. It's not scary. A thing with Virgos is that when they feel instinctively something is about to happen, they assume that it's bad, but it's not. This is all good. But you're going to need to be in a position to accept change and whatever is coming. Having said that, you in this situation is River. And from the deck book, River is about forgiveness. Forgiveness. You know, like maybe not necessarily for them, but for you, whatever that means to you. Rivers smooth out the sharp edges. So metaphorically, it could be that time heals all wounds and it's been enough time for things to not be so sharp anymore. Or if this is you this week, and conflict comes your way, or negative energy, or people hating on you, something like that. It's advice not to fight. You know, it smooths out the edges, so like if you don't have any edges this week, it's it's okay. It's all right. Forgiveness, you'll feel it. And also self-forgiveness. If you're like, I'm good with everybody, then that means self-forgiveness. And you have to choose that. You have to choose to forgive yourself. Right? It's like whether you feel like you deserve it or not, you're going to forgive yourself. As well as the other situation, if there's someone that you need to forgive, it's like living rent free in your head. So it's a bothersome thing. It's not something that you have to really dive deep for. I think it's something that should be obvious or apparent to you. And if it's not you, it's like you forgive them whether you feel like they deserve it or not in that case as well. Yeah. Okay. cloud. As river and cloud together here, God, I'm getting super, you know, Joni Mitchell vibes, Billie Holiday vibes, Lady Sings the Blues, because clouds sing the rain, which becomes the river, which smooths out the edges. So for some of you, you're singers, and you need to sing. And something about that will smooth out the edges. So if it's the blues, maybe some of you never thought of yourself as someone that would do this, but you're going to make a blues album. Or like if you're a painter, enter like a blue period where you're working out your heartbreak and your tears. Okay? Yeah, the cloud sings the rain, which becomes the river, which smooths out the edges, which leads to forgiveness and being able to move forward. For what? Move forward to what? And here it is. The swan. Soulmate. If you haven't yet, you're about to meet your soulmate. It's going to awaken the wildness in you. We'll get to this in a second. But this, it's not just a connection or a partner. It's your ride or die. It is a soul connection. It is spiritual. It is physical. But the warning with this comes in for Virgo that you're going to need to maintain your sovereignty in this relationship. So if there was an old pattern that you might feel tempted to fall into where you try to please them, like a people pleaser but in a relationship, it's asking you not to do that. Right? It's like, this is the one, but do not lose yourself, your personality, and your authenticity in any way in this relationship. Okay? But yes, this is a soulmate. This is something that's going to, come on, baby, light my fire. It's going to light your fire. So it will be obvious. It's not like, I wonder if this is the one. It will be obvious. So the wolf, as your advice in this situation, is to be wild, to be untamed, to let yourself fall in love. While you're going to maintain your sovereignty, you are going to let yourself be wild. Maybe if you're very grounded, they're very adventurous, you're going to let them drag you out of the pile of work on your desk to go somewhere you've never been before, for example. So in this situation, it's telling you, don't be civilized. Do not be humble. Okay? Do not be passive. So if there was a dynamic in a relationship before, or maybe a culture you came from, where whoever you were in the relationship, and it's different all over the world, that told you you needed to be passive in it, that's not going to apply. And this person wouldn't want that from you anyway. But they might like to test people's boundaries at first, but it's like the more you stand up for yourself and assert yourself, the more respect they will have for you. Right? So they don't really want a passive person, but they might play around with, I don't know, they might play some games there, but it's only because they're trying to protect their own heart. But this is an untamed heart, untamed love, full of potential. No masochism here. No like S&M dynamics will work for this relationship, because you need to be able to be raw and free and open and unabashedly adventurous. So no chains, no one from the past that embodies that dynamic. I think this is all the way new. This is a new relationship you haven't been in yet. There might have been a moment where you had an encounter or something, but you haven't been in a committed relationship with this person yet. They're going to bring out your wildness and light your fire. Let them. Because the outcome here is, I couldn't believe it when this popped out. I'm so excited. I love this so much. The crane. Cranes mate for life. So if you're looking for commitment, that's the one you gotta see, and you got it. Faithful, longevity. You live your life with gusto, together, joyously, adventurously. Is that a word? But it's like you have to forgive someone else first, or forgive something first, because they don't want to be around anyone that has a hater energy about them. Not saying you're a hater, but it could be that you're around haters and the energy is like lingering or something. So you're going to want to clean out your conscious, your subconscious, your heart, and get ready and willing to just fall in love. Find the one. This is the one. This is the one. Having said that, there's also a warning here that you might need to let go of some old beliefs about the world. Maybe that's what it talks about with the cloud, and keeping your world malleable, getting away from old programming, breaking generational curses, that sort of thing. You're already doing that, but it's hard and it might bring a lot of tears. So let yourself cry, but be willing to forgive and open yourself up to all new possibilities, not just with love, but the way you think. No limits. Okay, Pegasus as a bottom line here. This is about freedom. This relationship isn't going to bring more chains. It's going to bring victory and success and freedom. Okay, so no limits. You are not trapped. If some of you are feeling trapped, this is going to be metaphorically, and I'm metaphorical. Let me just say this. I don't know what this means. But it's like, hey diddle diddle, the cow and the fiddle, the cow jumped over the barbed wire fence when he or she saw the opportunity or the window of time where the door was open. So there could be a situation where you're like, yes, I am trapped. If you are trapped, a door, an opportunity will appear. Okay? Act quick, be quiet. If that's not it, this is just literal freedom from chains of the past so that you can be free and happy in this new relationship. Because the call for adventure here with the star, it's, again, you're a friend of the cosmos. You're not just from one place. You're an old soul. You're very developed and multifaceted, and you have a lot of supporters from the different star systems that you've lived in. If you have been a Martian, then you can call on that fiery Martian energy for war. You know, if you're from, let's say, Lyra or something, then you can call on the amazing ability to create in ways that are beyond human comprehension. Okay, you know, if you're from Draco, then and you've gotten out of that shadow element, then really truly you can understand how to be a creator god with the dark and the light and all the different melodies, you know, and discord that are you and your emotions long term. So, any dwelling in, let's say, the negative draconian or Orion energy would be resentfulness, feeling entitled, being unwilling to forgive. If you don't want to dwell in those places or go back there for whatever that means to you, you need to forgive. If you don't, you won't be able to create the art you need to, or this beautiful world with this new person. This is about trusting your art, trusting your resources, trusting the hard work that you've put in the past. But it also could be a warning not to conform. Again, in this new relationship, it's so important for you to keep your authenticity and your tenacity and your spunk in this. So important for you not to lose yourself in this new love or this new project, because it's very pure and it's very beautiful. This is a faithful mate. So a lot of the bad relationships in the past tell me that you just had to learn lessons about discernment. But you did, so now you can trust yourself. You can trust yourself. Right? There was static, interference, and you've understood how to kind of clear that out of your life. And if there are any questions that you still have and you feel stuck in making decisions, or you feel stuck in being able to forgive, you pray. You ask for guidance from the heavens. That's the advice of the Star card if that's the case. Simply, purely, in good faith, humbly, ask the heavens for an answer. And an answer will appear. So listen, look for clues, look for synchronicities. Like I said, if any of these patterns from the card appears in real life, or it gets real synchronistic, you'll know you're in the right place at the right time. Okay? So pay attention and be quiet, but be loud. Make noise. Don't be afraid to make noise. Lady sings the blues. There's this old song that Gloria Estefan from back in the day sang. She was an artist, and lots of really lively, fun music, and her band got in a really bad tour accident, and she got really, really hurt. And no one knew if she was going to live or die. But she did, and she worked on it, and learned to walk again and all this stuff. And the song that came out when she made her comeback was called Coming Out of the Dark. And she says, I'm coming out of the dark. I can finally see the light now, and it's shining on me. So for some of you, you're coming out of the dark now, and the light is shining on you. And you had to work long and hard to walk again. But you did. So support is there. Answers are there. Love and devotion from the heavens to you is there. And love and devotion from the love of your life is about to be here too. So it's like make peace with God. And when this comes in, don't be humble. Be yourself. Okay? Be wild. Don't be meek. Don't be passive. Because that's not really who you are. That's not really who you are. But get humble for the divine guidance, praying, asking for guidance part. That you need to be humble for. Like an example would be if you want something to happen with someone the next day, you don't pray and say, oh, please, God, let him be nice to me or something. You say, oh, dear God, let us be nice to each other. Sort of tweak in how you ask for things or ask for guidance. That's for somebody, not for everybody. Okay? But the answer will come. Guaranteed. So excited for you. Okay, so this is just a general. I'm going to leave it there. Super excited for you, Virgo. I'm going to do another reading because I'm nosy about this new person. Hugs to you, kiss on the forehead to you, and I'll see you for the next one. Bye-bye.